Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be checking out the newest episode of The Ghost in the Shell, episode 6. Very interested to see the direction we go with the back half of this series and how it all wraps up and whatnot. Because it's kind of been episodic in nature. There have been like some through lines of a plot line going out throughout them with like the out of control robots and just some of the information we've been learning here and there. So very excited to see how it all connects together. If you are new to my channel though, this is more of a watch along than a straight up reaction. So if you'd like the audio and or full video, you can sync up with your own copy of the episode. If not, you can see it blurred behind me and read the subtitles below me to follow along. Also give us a countdown and we can hop right into this episode. Timer. Alright. 3, 2, 1, start. Alright, we should be synced up and good to go. I'm very excited to see what's in store for us. I Last week's episode was really good. To be honest, I've loved every single episode. I would say my only complaint so far is just how dense they are, which is both a positive and a negative. It's just a lot of information for your first watch. Some back alley surgery happening or something? Undergone a reverse absorption. Firmly take. Does that mean he just has like two different sets of machinery and stuff in his head? Technology? Um, Brain state and electrical signal. As I said, a lot of information all of a sudden. Tandem with speed on off. He's very into his work, but yeah, I'm very interested if this ties in together with what's been making all of the robots going out of control. Right into the opening. And while this opening isn't anything really crazy, the song has really grown on me. And I praised it quite a bit the first time I watched it, but most anime openings grow a little bit more on me when I kind of get the whole vibe and everything and how they're presented. What is the title of this episode, by the way? Dumb Barter. Is what that ties back into. Also, that one shot I've never really noticed, but that like one woman in the opening is like only partially built or something in that sequence. Uh, let's see what's in store for this episode. Shell commit. Secret hearing. This is section 9 then. Going a little bit crazy apparently. Oh, well, glad she's are we in the past? I wonder if it was just she was in like a disguise slash different outfit or if that was in the past at all. It's all interconnected. Well, minute. Running into oh. Little bit of a bet going on. Oh, what is that wave? 7 months. The sound effect change as that boat hit him. Dead body and sea. Oh, you have someone in mind. Oma. Oh, that's fair. Um, yeah, that would be some real personal beef. Footprints in an arm suit. Otto down there, you're knocked out. Thought you was or thought he was protecting her, but you're the bait. Kind of walked yourself into that one. Rather not answer, but don't know why. So that's where the information of her. So the leaks from section one then. I love the OST, by the way. Very subtle, but I really enjoy it. Oh God. Yeah, this I really like this OST. Being tailed. The Major is very observant. I mean, it makes sense. It's her whole job, but locked in. Also, I thought this might be a flashback and stuff because of the hair and everything, but she's currently full cyborg, so it must just be either her civilian look or like undercover or something. Got a bot on him already. Well, hopefully it's as easy as that. Yeah, I'm really hailing hardcore now. Not even being subtle about it. Also, I forget, was the guy's episode at the beginning that we were focused on, was that Soma? I forget. I think we heard his name at the start of the episode. Oh! That is very ominous. Just pulling the gun up next to him like a ghost. That for Soma. Big fish in a small pond. I didn't establish. More interested in getting new people. Okay, so that was definitely the guy at the beginning of the episode. Not going crazy. God, it's so cool how you could see him fold everything up, and the moment it goes into his clothes, then behind like the invisible, reflective camera was so cool. Yeah, pitch as hard as he can. Oh God. Makoto's face. Oh, a lot. Offload it. Quick? What the hell were they trying to offload? Oh! Absolutely obliterated him. Oh, recognize. Is it a? Oh, it's like an updated German-made think tank. At least with it being such a noticeable like type of vehicle, we can get where it came from probably pretty easy. Yeah, it's a lot more than just him. Different government, maybe. Oh, oh God. Good shit. Get him. Light work. Oh, I guess we'll find out how strong the mage's body is. 'Cause that went right through. Good jump. God, the sound effect for that revving up. Going roof to roof. That's smart. Dude, the OST is incredible. It was very like ominous to start. Now it's a bit more action musicy. Oh God. So is this section one then? That's standing on business. I respect it. Iconda's real name. Ghost of South America. So he was throwing away like all of his ties just to get to her. Letting a fucking criminal, essentially more like a terrorist, run your organize or organization from the outside is diabolical. Man, I'm pretty sure he feels pretty shit about it, but God. Oh, that looked so good. I would be careful. It might be baiting you out. God. That tank is also so much more frightening than the ones we use. God. Is that one of our boys coming in? Oh, impressive weaponry. Oh, you're not lasting long. That fucking expression. What a line. Yeah, I thought for a second his body was gonna activate or something. Yeah, he is a little bit worse off at the moment. Impressive weapon though. It was like a just giant fucking laser gun almost. God, that was a tense episode. But we captured. And we got the one that we were going after. His expression at the end of this episode. What an absolutely fantastic episode. Maybe might be my favorite one in the entire series. The mix of the action, the mystery, um, and I feel like also the OST was excellent in this episode. I feel like it was constantly had me on like the edge of my seat. It wasn't anything like absolutely crazy, but like there was a section when I first mentioned the music, it like kicked in this just like OST that was playing in the background, and it went for pretty much until we got attacked in the car, and then it switched to a more like Japanese, like older style music. That was more like in style of like an action sequence, and it flowed so well. And there was a real mix of like a sad undertone with the whole situation, which I think built off very well of the whole like between the relationship and the major and the guy from Sector 1. Yeah, I really really loved how they did this episode. It also just looked really good. There was a lot of sequences where the animation was just so crispy. Um And, like, there was one spot when she was at the end there when she was, like, dodging through the rubble and stuff from the tank. It was, like, slightly slow animation, but it looked so fluid and so good. Um, and a lot of the aspects look so good. Make them a hit and run this evening. Oh, funny. Bye bye, Clay. That means we're nearing the end of this show, which is both sad and exciting. Also, this artwork is clean as hell as always. I love the little artworks they do at the end of every episode. But yeah, I think this definitely is up there with one of my favorite episodes of this series so far. Um, there was a couple earlier ones I really liked, but this one I really enjoyed just the way the entire episode was structured, and I feel like it was very self-contained and contained story while it's still expanding out some of the world and like differences between the different sectors and whatnot. Um, I'm very interested to know what's the deal with the hair color. Because at first, when we first started this episode, I thought maybe we were in a flashback before the Major like fully lost her body, and this was like that explosion was gonna be her becoming full on cyborg. Because I believe she only has like her brain, her heart, and then maybe like a little bit more, but she's mostly robotic and like a cyborg. Even Bato had a dialogue line this episode about going full cyborg. Um, so yeah, if there is any like important lore implication that I just like missed or didn't notice about like why she's in a different like hairstyle and everything, I assumed it was just more of her like civilian type look, maybe. Um, but I guess we'll have to see what's going on like next episode if it changes back or if this is maybe just like it could just be a change in hair color. Because like for example, we saw like when she was in like the digital world with all that stuff, there was a little bit of like changing yourself and whatnot. So it could be somewhat in line with that and just like slightly different look and aesthetic going for her now. That whole sequence as well was really fun. There was also a lot of fun car animation and stuff. It wasn't like hyper realistic. It was very much more in line. If you've ever, I haven't watched all of it. It's actually a show I might watch on my channel at some point. But if you've ever watched any Lupin or seen any scenes of like a chase scene or something, they treat the cars with like so much personality. Um, and it lends more into like a cartoon aesthetic where um you don't have to like abide by real physics, but it makes it for such a lively chase, so fun. Um, Even that shot of Bato and the ambulance driver or whatever arguing, and you could see, like, their cars, like, enlarging and, like, essentially, like, showing off their anger. It's a very, I would say, older style of animation, very much more, like, cartoony, link it to a lot of the times, but it is very much, like, an older animation, vibe, and it happens in more modern shows as well, but it's something I really like. Um Just the way this show leans into the more comedy and, like, chibi, like, faces and, expressions and all that really lends itself well to giving a lot of personality to this show, um, because as a just characters themselves and the group dynamic, I feel like I am 1,000 times more engaged with them than we ever got with, like, the movies, um, maybe there's a little bit more focus on Bato, so, like, I maybe doesn't count for him, especially the 2nd movie. But for the most part, the actual group dynamic and everything I really enjoy in this version. And I love the little focuses on the other characters as well here and there because it's mostly a major focus story. And then like everyone else is very much side characters around her, but they all have such fun personalities and um, especially I would say like our. I guess if you consider the chief a main one as well, because he's got a lot going on for him as well. But like Bato and then God, what the fuck, Tokas, whatever the guy's name that starts with T. I'm absolutely brutal with names. That will never never change, no matter how much I like a character. Right there, Togasa, Togasa, something like that. Probably butchering the pronunciation, but both those three I feel like have got a lot of characterization and screen time, so they especially show off. But I love the chief like really standing up and going all in to try and save the major. Another just great aspect of this episode. Yeah, I actually want to go back here for a second. I want to see that I think it was right about here he uses that gun. Yeah, it almost looked like fire, but like the metal that it attacked like melted. So it probably is much more like a laser type weapon. Also, the little bit of history you got on the Major and, like, her past with that, terrorist and, like, everything that happened is very, very interesting. I'm wondering going forward what, any sort of connection between these 2 are, like, the Major and essentially her, boyfriend, I think of 7 months they said or something like that. Very interesting. But yeah, fantastic episode. I would love to know you guys' thoughts on this episode. What was your favorite moment? If you have any theories going forward for the final couple episodes, I assume we'll probably be dealing with like the robots going out of control and stuff like that because I feel like that's something that was brought up and we didn't fully complete that storyline. And I'm really wondering just how this series leaves off. If it leaves off on like a very, I don't know if bittersweet is the right term I would use to describe the movie's ending, but the Major essentially becomes like a fucking like a almost like a god in a way because she's like living through like all of the technology and like all of the um servers and stuff and like she's almost like an omnipotent and fucking speak being kind of like controlling and like protecting everyone. So I'm interested if it leans into like that at all, if that has any basis in the source material. um I can't see this show ending on that much of like a kind of sad note with essentially fully losing the Major. um and with just like all the personality and stuff that she's gotten, I would wonder like even if we do that, if it would end up on like more of like a positive note. um Like, 'cause I wouldn't be surprised if we maybe ended and she was, like, more of, like, an AI type being, but was still, like, working with the whole squad and everything, like, kind of like a Cortana or, like, something like that. Um, but we that also could be completely just from the movies. I don't want any spoilers if that is from the manga at all, but, um I'm very interested to see how that storyline plays out if it does at all. But other than that, I will catch you guys all later. I will have my episode reaction to episode 7 out next week about the same time. So I'll see you guys all then. If not, I have a bunch of other stuff on my channel you guys can check out. But I'll see you guys all later and peace.